Okay, so if you're like me, from time to time you have a book that you should be reading and you're just not feeling it. In fact, as an English teacher, I understand that there's something that sort of is inherently connected to the expectation that you read something that makes it to where you suddenly don't want to read that thing, and it's a frustrating circumstance. That being said, I chose recently to read a book that I should not have been reading. I should have been reading a book for my book club, and I still need to get that read by January 10th when we have our next meeting. But I didn't. Instead, I read a book that I got for my birthday way back in May from my good friend Gary, and I have not yet picked it up and read it. And it's not a long book, and I was like, I've got to fix that. I've got to just read that book. So the book I read was The Mighty Chewbacca in the Forests of Fear. And this is a Star Wars middle grade book that I really, and I think they call them junior readers, and that I really had been meaning to pick up. And it's a really, really interesting story. So this is the story of Chewbacca, who is essentially him and Han Solo are going to do a job for this aristocratic woman, and it turns out that it is not what it looks like, and instead she uses her money to sort of keep Han Solo prisoner to send Chewbacca on a mission with a droid and a young sort of bounty hunter slash librarian. And the mission is to retrieve some information from a planet that everyone they've sent to this planet has been killed and never returned. So, what's really fun about this book is that the bounty hunter librarian is a character that we've never really seen before. Let me see if I can find her name real quick. If you know me, Maeve, that's what it is. I'm terrible with names. So Maeve is a character that we've never really seen before, but she's really interesting. She's got a noble purpose that's maybe a little bit secret at first, and then we find out about it. We've got this robot, this droid that is supposed to be K2SB, but turns out to be K2SO in secret. And if you've seen Rogue One, you know who K2SO is, and you know his temperament as well. So you've got these three things kind of working together. You've got the young bounty hunter librarian. You've got Chewbacca, who of course only speaks, you know, Shriwook, the language of Kashyyyk, and you've got K2SO, who doesn't always give all the information that you need and has a little bit of an attitude problem. And they're on this planet where everyone else has died, but they have to accomplish this mission or Han Solo will die. And there's other stakes as well. Very interesting. Some background to some of the darker things in the Force, as well as some really horrendous creatures. And Chewbacca being Chewbacca. So if you haven't read this book, you should definitely pick it up. It's a fun, quick read, and yeah, enjoy it.